Hopefully the lighting out here is okay. This is our first night here at South Padre Island, and we're going to do some cooking while we're here. I do lots of cooking whenever we go camping, and so I thought it'd be kind of cool to just do a Saturday release video that just shows the things we cook while we're here at South Padre Island. So first night here, we're going to do some Philly cheesesteak sandwiches, and so I do a little cheating on this. I've got some pre-marinated or pre-made ribeye steak slices that I use for the meat. Got provolone cheese. We're going to grill some peppers and onions. And I'll actually show you. These are delicious. I mean, even though they're Walmart, they're great value, they are delicious. And they come with lots of pre-made steaks. I go ahead and put some grill mate on there to give them some extra punch. But these make several Philly cheesesteaks. We'll just make the whole batch, 2 packages. And that'll get us some leftovers and stuff to eat when we're kind of just looking for something to eat. So, but we're going to start with some peppers and onions. And Chantel was gracious enough to get those cut up. She does a lot of the prep work when I'm cooking out. So, go ahead and put some, not sure which oil this one is. Sometimes I use just corn oil. Sometimes I use guacamole oil. We got all these sliced up. We're just going to use these tonight. This is preheated. I just cut it on high. This is a small grill. Got one of the larger 36-inch grills, I think it is. Now, this stuff's great when we're camping. We'll get these all grilled up. For fajitas, as well as Philly cheesesteaks, I like to get the peppers and onions pretty caramelized, a little bit of black on them, you know, so they almost on that burnt stage, but not quite burned all the way through. You know, there's just those little bits of flavor that come out of that. So that's what I'm going for here tonight. While these are going, I can switch these off to the side. Go ahead and get some meat going as well. So it's pretty cool when you come out of the package. See what they look like. I'll cook them in 2 rounds. All 3 of these, and then the 3 in the other package. Get it wrapped up. So we come wrapped up like this. There's actually 4 of them in there. This will give us a lot of meat. Yeah, super crunchy tonight. They have kind of leftover. These work good on nachos. They go good on potatoes. If you want to have a baked potato, it's really good. So you can throw them out there. It actually, you can throw them on there frozen. That works just as great. These are semi-thawed out. They were frozen when we brought them. Keep an eye on onions while this is going on. You see them caramelized and looking really, really good. Got that nice caramelized look to them. Coming along pretty good. Go ahead and put these. See when they're starting to get nice and brown on one side. They start falling apart. That's the cool thing about these. They've been spiral cut. Whatever you want to call it, man. They just kind of fall apart when they get ready. Once they start kind of tearing to pieces, we'll go ahead and give it a little bit of shake and some grill mate seasoning. Provolone is the cheese of choice. I think that's what they typically use on Philly cheesesteaks. And I think you can go mozzarella, you can go Swiss, generally some sort of white cheese, but provolone has a good little, not a strong flavor, it's just got that melted, cheesy, tasty, really good. I'm going to throw a little bit. I'm going to get a little bit on the black side. It's just starting to fall apart there. Really, really good. It's about the time I want to start putting some grill mates on there. These little shakers are pretty cool. When you're camping, you need to kind of save space. These are really cool. I've got them all labeled. This is Montreal steak seasoning, what we're using. There we go. Starting to see some black and onions and peppers there. Got a good smell to it too. And right now I've got Chantel inside. She is preparing the buns, getting ready for the provolone cheese. Get those nice and toasty. Kind of put everything together here. go ahead and pull that meat off. We got another batch coming, so I'm gonna go ahead and get that off of here. The grill's kind of cooled down, the wind's up a little bit behind me. I put the wind block on this side on the grill to keep it hopefully off the flames. Things going consistently. Another round of steak. Keeping those peppers and onions going, let them continue to get blackened up. Alright, here we go. Don't forget that hitting solid is because they're still semi-frozen. That's okay. You can bring them right out of the freezer and throw them right on the grill. It's kind of designed for that. Go ahead and do it on the other side. I'll go ahead and pull this off. They could go a little darker, but I'm fine with them just like they are right now. One thing I've learned being down here at South Padre Island, this is our 5th or 6th year. I think it's our 5th year to come down here during the Christmas time when we have time to break away from school and kind of relax. I don't leave my grill stuff uncovered at night. In fact, I actually cover it with its cover that it came with, and I put a tarp over it because sometimes you get those random short showers that come, but you always have the humidity in the air that settles on cold objects. It just starts to create rust on things, so we kind of keep things covered up outside. So we're ready to use them. Alright, everything's breaking up nicely here. Okay. After that, Montreal steak seasoning. Put it on here. I'll be more generous, I'm about out. I'll give it all I got though. That's it. All I got. Smells delicious. Too bad you can't smell this on camera. It really smells good. Alright, let's take a look at what we got here. So, we got our buns all buttered up, ready to go. We got our mayo, and we got our sliced provolone that's going to go on there. So let's go ahead and get these buns all toasted up. Give that meat a little more time on the grill. Nice on there. Put those on there. It's already split. Make sure they got good contact. I'm not trying to do a smash burger. Just trying to make sure I got good contact to grill those buns. Alright, that meat's about ready to come off. Toss this here together. Depending on how hot your grill gets, watch the bread, because there's that fine line between toast and burnt. So finding the burnt side just destroys the flavor of everything else. So try not to hit it too hard on that. Had it happen. When I'm grilling for the family, or even for just me and my wife, I'm eating the burnt one. I always want people that I'm cooking for to get the better side of things. So. I can smell that bread toasted. It smells good. Okay, I'm starting to smell that they're pretty toasty. Yep, already getting a little burnt side on that. I'm going to go ahead and put it on the other side right now. I want a little more toasty, a little more on the regular toast side. So I'm going to do that. We're going to come in and we're going to grab meat. First, let's give it a squirt of some mayo. Okay, make sure I got the right side here. Bottom of the bun right there. We're going to spread that pretty generously besides the bottom here. Let's throw some meat on there. Let's turn our grill down. We don't need any long. Well, we do want to melt some cheese on there. And I didn't bring out a cover for it, but we're going to put some generous meat on there. So, come back, top it off with some peppers. Enough for leftovers this week, that'll be good. Want something to eat, don't want to get out here and cook anything, we'll have it ready to go. Peppers and onions. Here. Provolone cheese. About 3 slices on each one, we'll make it really good. Save me much cheese for later. I think I've got 1 slice left for any leftovers, but that's okay. We can eat those on nachos or whatever. Really good. Take the bun, I'll flip it over, let it kind of get all toasty and ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and turn that flame off. It's starting to burn a little bit on that side. That butter that, so I wasn't ready for that. God, we're going to diagonal cut that. So, here. So, make sure I get a cut on that. Swap this out here. And that's a good Philly cheesesteak sandwich right there. Alright, till next time. We'll catch you. There you go, that's how it's done.
I'm going to go ahead and prep a chuck roast for smoking tomorrow. It's a lot like a brisket in reality. It gets just as tender. It's from the beef. It's from a different cut. It's still really good on a smoker. We tried it a few years ago. It's delicious. And so I'm going to go ahead and get it marinated, ready to go for tomorrow's smoking. I think it's about a, 6 to 8 hour smoke. I can't remember. I think you have to get it back out, do something with it, wrap it, put it back on. Anyway, I'll go through that later. But let's go ahead and prep it for smoking. That way it gets marinated and it's ready to go for tomorrow. I'll probably get up super early in the morning, get the smoker going, get it on, go back to bed, let it do its thing, and just kind of monitor it a little bit. So let's go ahead and prep it.
All right, guys, we're going to zip through this pretty quickly. Primarily, we're just putting mustard on both sides, smearing it in, letting it soak, and then dashing a lot of salt and pepper on it. And then we're going to wrap it back up, put it in the refrigerator, let it sit overnight, and be ready for smoking in the morning. All right, guys, we are back up again. It is 8:40 in the morning, a little bit later start than we intended, but it is still cold. It is still windy. We've got the Traeger Ranger smoker going at 250 degrees. It doesn't really flash like that. It's just the way the camera captures it. We're going to be using a Hickory blend pellet today to give it that nice, rich hickory taste. And for you guys that are traditionalists, I get it, but pellet grills allow you to walk away, have some fun, and come back and check on things later. We're going to go ahead and use an internal temperature probe that we're going to put in this chuck roast. Should be about 5 or 6 hours, and the temperature we want to get to is about 170 degrees. Then we're going to wrap it back up, put it back on the grill so it keeps its nice moist flavor, and then we'll be pulling it off later. It's time to add some jalapeno popper smoked sausage to the smoker. After approximately an hour and a half, it's time for the sausage and chuck roast to come off the grill and to rest for about an hour. With a couple of forks, the chuck roast falls apart as we shred it to make some delicious smoked chuck roast sandwiches with Stubbs barbecue sauce, shredded cheese, sliced onions, and a side of sausage, coleslaw potato salad, and baby dill pickles. Delicious.
We're gonna go ahead and cook some fajitas. We have some for some leftovers also. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut up the bell peppers, the onion, I'm gonna cook up some jalapenos. Let's go ahead and get started on the prep.
All right, guys, make sure you have a good sharp kitchen knife. We're cutting up our bell peppers, our onions, our jalapenos, all about a 1/4 inch thin. We want to make sure once we get those on the grill that they blacken up nice. Now, jalapenos are optional, of course. If you like a little extra heat, which we do, we go ahead and put those on there. Now, we'll talk more about these grill covers here in just a second, but we are using pre-marinated chicken as well as skirt steak for our fajitas. But of course, you can marinate your own with whatever flavors you want.
I didn't grill it the way that you typically would have expected on a time lapse, so you just saw a lot of covers over everything, primarily because it is super cold outside. And during the beginning of the video, I had to go out and put some foil on the backside of my Blackstone because the wind was coming in, just cooling off the top way too much. So I covered everything to kind of keep the heat in so everything cooked properly. So anyway, I've got everything out here on the table. Let's go ahead and cut it up and show you what we got today.
All right, guys, our meat is nice and tender. When we go to cut it, we're cutting it against the grain so it tears off easily with our teeth whenever we go to eat it within a tortilla. We've got, of course, the different sides. We've got our bell peppers and onions, which are nice and caramelized, perfect off the grill. We've got some cheese, we got guacamole, we got some queso, and we got salsa as well as peppers. And we've got, finally, some sour cream and tortillas.
I'm cooking one of my favorite dishes today. I love this. This actually originated from us eating at a Asian restaurant in Amarillo, Texas, and they had a chicken stir fry with cashews and pineapple, and it's such a good dish. And I sat there and just kind of tasted the different ingredients in the mix and came up with what was in it, what we needed to do about it. The tricky one, the thing that got me, because I wasn't much of an Asian cook, is this sesame seed oil. This is the sauce. This is the stuff that makes most things that you try to make at home not taste quite as good as the restaurants you go into. Another one is oyster sauce, but I am not a big seafood guy, so I eliminated that. It probably is in this recipe in such a light dose you don't even notice it, but I'm not putting it in there today. So we're going to cook it on this small Blackstone today. I'm not cooking a gigantic portion. I normally go overboard where we have leftovers throughout the week. We'll have some leftovers. I can't avoid not getting extra here for the two of us. But let's go ahead and go over the ingredients. We'll kind of get them prepped up. We'll get the Blackstone fired up and get it hot. And we'll do a time lapse on everything that's going into it, but I'll talk you through it. We'll see what's going on.
We'll start off with that secret sauce. That's right, sesame seed oil, that unique flavor that you find in a lot of Asian food. Then we're going to have pineapple chunks. You can also use the can. Low sodium soy sauce. Got to watch that salt intake the older you get. Then we've got whole cashews with no salt because the soy sauce takes care of that salt flavor. Then we've got minced garlic. We've also got some fresh tomatoes. Whatever's in season will work just fine. Then we've got whole fresh eggs. And then we've got bell peppers, onions, and if you want a little bit of spice, some jalapenos, you don't have to put those in. Then, of course, chicken breast. Then we use a rice cooker for our rice, which we will also throw on the grill. Okay, we're going to cut up all our vegetables in a typical stir-fry fashion, basically larger chunks of the vegetables like these tomatoes you see here. Now, the jalapenos, you can leave the seeds out for less spice or just leave them out altogether. It is to personal preference. Then our bell peppers, we're going to seed those out, and then we're going to just cut those into large chunks as well. And we will do the same thing for our onion. We just want large pieces in our stir fry. And then we are not cutting the chicken first because we don't want all the goo on the board. Before I cut the chicken up, we're going to throw all this on the grill. Okay, the griddle is on high heat. We're going to toss on some, I believe this is avocado oil, but we're going to go ahead and put on all of our vegetables and let them start cooking while we go back and get our chicken going. Okay, to prep out our chicken, we're going to cut off all the different little veins and the fat, just different little parts that are not going to be too pleasant to eat. We're just going to make sure our chicken's real lean with all the pieces we want, and we're going to cut them up into pretty good sized pieces as well, like you would typically find in stir fry. Okay, adding a little bit of soy sauce and the cashews after the vegetables had a chance to cook. I'm going to drain off the pineapple juice and put the pineapples on the grill. The more juice you have, the stickier things get on the grill. Adding some of that, of course, sesame seed oil just starts to heighten that aroma. You can smell this throughout the campsite. As I'm cooking this, people are driving and walking by just telling me how delicious this smells. It is too bad we cannot have a smell associated with this video for all of my viewers to watch. It just smells delicious. We just continue to turn it. We are not trying to blacken anything. We are just simply getting everything nice and cooked. We're going to pull it off the grill, and then the next thing up, we're going to throw some more oil on the grill, and then we're tossing on our chicken. Now we want to make sure it cooks all the way through, so we're just giving it the time it needs to be able to cook real solidly. I'm going to continue to add some soy sauce. I'll add a little bit of the sesame seed oil, and we'll just continue to just douse that down and just get it cooking all nice and good. We don't want anything uncooked as far as the chicken goes. That will definitely lead to food that doesn't taste well as food that can get you sick. You need to make sure your chicken is cooked all the way through. Okay, after about 20 minutes or so, the chicken is coming along just great. We're going to continue to stir it up a little bit. We're going to tap it with a spatula, make sure it has that right consistency to let me know it's finished up. You can always use a grill cover to hold in the heat. We didn't use it this round, but I have used it on occasion. Once the chicken is finished, it's going to be coming off the grill. We'll just toss it on top of the vegetables because we still have the rice to cook. So now then, emptying out the rice cooker, we're going to put some more oil on the grill. We're going to flatten out our rice into a nice even layer. It is fried rice. This is where the name comes from. We're frying it on that oil that we put on the griddle. We're going to add in some butter. The butter allows our rice to keep from sticking, along with the minced garlic, a few eggs, and we're just going to mix this all together. We're also adding in that sesame seed oil as well as some soy sauce. The smell is just tremendously delicious smelling. Everybody around is just complimenting me as they walk by. I wish I could feed the whole campground. They would love it. But we're going to turn this over. We're going to keep it grilling. We want that fried rice appearance. Once it's starting to get crispy, we're going to add in our vegetables, our chicken. We're just blending everything together, which just, again, just emphasizes the aroma just wafting through the campsite. We're adding a little bit of pepper for flavor. Of course, we're not adding any salt. Soy sauce, even the low sodium, has a very high salt content, or at least it tastes like it does. And so we're not adding any salt. People that are eating can always add salt as they wish. Okay, everything seems to be finished up. Everything's warm. We've got the rice that's crispy now. Just everything is just coming together just great. We're going to put this in a bowl. We're going to have it for lunch, and of course, it's going to be leftovers for the next few meals.